100 and...
I will lift up my eyes up to the hills. Psalm
21, yes, 121. I lift up my eyes to my hills. It's one to the hills. It's one of my favourites, especially when we lived in Scotland and I could see hills pretty well every day when we came out of the house. So we're going to sing this song, I Lift My Eyes Up to the Mountain, Where Does My Help Come From? And straight after that, we're going to have a video about a man who experienced God's help on a mountain and then needed to wait for God's help in a different situation. And we've mentioned his name and the situation, sort of, just now. But we'll sing this first, and then we'll have the video. Right, I lift my stand up if you can and if you want to. Video.
Elijah loved God very much, and he always tried to do what was right. One day, God told Elijah to give a message to the king. The king was not a nice man, and he was making bad choices, so God wanted Elijah to warn him. Elijah went to the king and said, "Because you have not listened to God, there will be no rain for a long time. There will be a big drought, and the land will become very dry." The king did not like what Elijah said, and he became very angry. Elijah had to run away to stay safe. God guided Elijah to a special place called a brook, where there was still water to drink. But there was no food there. Elijah was worried, but God had a plan. "Do not worry, Elijah," God said. "I will send ravens to bring you food." Elijah trusted God and waited by the brook. Every morning and every evening, something amazing happened. Ravens, which are big black birds, came flying to Elijah with food in their beaks. They brought him bread and meat, just like God had promised. Elijah ate the food the ravens brought and drank water from the brook. He thanked God for taking care of him every day. The ravens were always on time and never missed a meal. They became Elijah's special friends. Elijah stayed by the brook for many days, feeling safe and happy. He knew that God was always watching over him.
In our passage that Toby read to us, Jesus tells us not to worry about what we should eat and what we should put on. And I suspect that most of us here don't worry about whether we have food to eat or clothes to wear because of where we have the good fortune to live and our personal circumstances. We might, and almost certainly do, think about what we will eat, with many options to choose from our fridges and freezers and cupboards. And we may spend some time considering what we're going to put on, what's going to be appropriate for the weather or the occasion. But I expect most of us have several items of many different kinds of clothes. Of course, that may be true for us living here and now, but it's not true by any means for people living even nearby or in other parts of the world. However, Jesus is really talking about basic needs, not just about what we eat and what we need to dress ourselves. So what are our other basic needs? Well, there's water, clean air, shelter. They're all absolutely necessary, aren't they, for our survival? But we actually need more than that. As we grow, we need other things. Human babies need a lot of care, and they shout if they don't get it. Children, as they grow up, need adults to look after them, to provide for them, to educate them, to teach them how to live in our society. As adults, we're responsible for looking after ourselves. We need to work so that we can earn money to buy what we need. And we all need good health, whatever our age. And all of us, whatever age we are, need friends and companions. We need to find enjoyment, to be encouraged, to feel useful. Human life is more than just survival. At different stages in our lives, we may have different anxieties, different concerns, different worries even. Worry about school, worry about exam results, worry about making friends, worry about what we're going to do for work, worry about getting a job, worry about work, worry about where we're going to live, worry about our relationships, worry about our health, and so on. We can even worry about being worried. And all of these aspects of our lives can freeze us sometimes with worry and anxiety and apprehension. And of course, some sort of concern is essential because that means we can plan and prepare how to do things. You're not going to pass your exams if you don't revise. You're unlikely to get a job unless you apply for vacancies. You won't pass your driving test unless you practice and have lessons. I used to be a teacher, and an occasional nightmare of mine is being put in front of a class of children and having no idea, no plans, no preparation, no idea what I'm supposed to teach them. So we all need to have some concern about what we're going to do or how we're going to live, but we shouldn't worry about it. None of us knows what's going to happen in our lives, as Jesus reminded us in the reading. So there is no point in worrying about it. Live each day as it comes. So what does Jesus tell us to do? He reminds us that flowers and birds, in all their beauty, flourish without such anxieties, because God cares for them. As a gardener, I know that actually I spend a lot of time and energy tending my plants. We also put out food for the birds in winter so that help them survive. But many plants flourish without any human intervention. Look along the verges of our roads and in our woodlands in spring, and you'll see beautiful flowers that are blooming quite on their own. And of course, lots and lots of birds survive without us feeding them in our gardens. The point is that they are beautiful despite their short lives and their struggles to survive. God has created them, and he sustains their loveliness in his creation. In the story of Elijah we saw in the video, he was in a terrible predicament because Ahab the king wanted to kill him. They rather glossed over that in the video because it was meant for children. He wanted to run away from danger, but actually he and his wife, Jezebel, the wicked queen, wanted to kill him. So he had to flee into a wilderness, and he had to rely on God for his mere survival. He had no idea